At the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, Canada, a special section has been set aside for the IIHF in international hockey. Trophies, sweaters, memorabilia, and other displays pay tribute to the international game. And the names of the men and women who have been inducted into the IIHF Hall of Fame are on display. A class that will grow to 7 this afternoon.
And the winner of the 2012-2013 CWHL Humanitarian Award, Sam Holmes.
Rete di Topatigh! Rete di Topatigh! Incredibile!
I declare IIHF Ice Hockey Women's World Championship open. Thank you and enjoy the game.
He's hit by Jochen Molick. Following up is Brendan Morrison in behind for Murray. Quick shot, scores! What a goal by Scott Niedermayer.
Brandon Shanahan musí dát. Je to tady! Jsme ve finále! Dominik chytil, jsme ve finále!
Good afternoon. Dobry dan, and welcome to the 2015 International Ice Hockey Federation Hall of Fame induction ceremony. My name is Gord Miller. I'm a hockey commentator in Canada for TSN and for NBC in the United States. It's my pleasure to welcome you here this afternoon. We have 7 men and women here today whose careers in the hockey span almost a half a century. Their contributions on and off the ice have made them legends in their home countries and around the world, and we are proud to honor them today. Before we begin, allow me to introduce the President of the International Ice Hockey Federation, Dr. René Fizel.
Thank you. Dobry dan. Good afternoon, dear inductees, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, hockey friends. This is indeed a very, very special induction class. This year, I'm very grateful that today we can honor great players, coaches, and builders with a huge sporting spirit and where the heart beats for our game, ice hockey. I welcome great Czechs, 2 great Czechs. I mean, I will never forget Nagano as we saw that here. 3 women, an incredible Canadian, and also a new award to a player which gave all the efforts and passion to our great sport and to this national team. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the ceremony. And once again, congratulations to all the inductees. Thank you, Board. Thank you. Thank you.
And so let us begin. 15 years ago, the Czech Republic stood atop the hockey world. The 1998 Olympic champions, 3 consecutive World Championships from 1999 to 2001, and World Junior Championships in 2000 and 2001 as well. There were many great players who played for those Czech Olympic, World Championship, and World Junior teams, but the heartbeat was a man from Litvinov, a man who wasn't as big in stature, or maybe as big in name as the others, but the man who was the driving force behind those great teams. Inducted into the IIHF Hall of Fame in 2015, Robert Reichel.
From Litvinov, Czechoslovakia, Robert Reichel. He is regarded as one of the greatest leaders in Czech hockey history. Robert Reichel wore the captain's C on 8 different occasions at 3 different levels of the highest IIHF competitions. He made his debut in the World Junior Championship in 1988. He had 11 points in 7 games. His first Senior World Championship came in 1990 at the age of only 19. Aside from his brilliant international career, Robert also played in 830 NHL games, finishing with 630 career points. Reichel was captain in 1996 as the Czechs were crowned world champions, and this started a run that saw the Czechs dominate international ice hockey for the next 5 years. This dominance included the 1998 Nagano Olympics, where the Czech Republic defeated Canada in the semifinals in a dramatic shootout that cleared the way for a gold medal. Reichel added to his international career as captain of the Czech World Championship gold medal teams in both 2000 and 2001. One of the greatest leaders in the history of Czech ice hockey, Robert Reichel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome IIHF Hall of Fame class of 2015 inductee, Robert Reichel.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very honored to be acknowledged for all my achievements throughout my hockey career and be inducted in IIHF Hall of Fame alongside of great players here, or great people here. For this, I'm truly humble and thankful. First, I would like to thank my parents. Without this would not be possible. They did everything they could, so I was able to play the game I love. Although I will admit that there were days where I did not want to get up at 5 o'clock for morning practice. I could not achieve what I have without the help of all my coaches, especially those who taught me in the beginning. I knew I was a lot to handle, and I'm thankful for their hard work and most of all their patience. Throughout my career, whether being in NHL or in Europe, I never passed up opportunity to play for my country. It always was a great honor. I will always cherish winning Olympic gold in Nagano along with the 3 World Championship titles. I would also like to thank my agent, Peter Svoboda, who is here today. Thank you, Peter. To help me throughout my career, especially my time in NHL, is greatly appreciated. Last but most for all, not least, I would like to thank my family who are here today. My wife Karen, daughter Diana, the son Christian, who I hope will end up being even better player than me. Thank you once again for this prestigious award. Thank you.
Well done. Now you're done. Well done, Robert. Tough to be the first one. 25 years ago, the first Women's World Championship was held in Ottawa in 1990. 8 years later, women's hockey made its Olympic debut in Nagano. But long, long before that, a lot of work and a lot of effort went into getting women's hockey to where it is today. It took patience, it took dedication, and sometimes, yes, it took toughness. And those three attributes are embodied in our next inductee, the first builder ever to be inducted solely for her contributions to women's hockey, is Fran Rider.
From Toronto, Canada, Fran Rider. As the first person ever to be inducted into the IIHF Hall of Fame as a builder, specifically for contributions to women's ice hockey, there could be no better choice than Fran Rider. There is no person who has devoted more, worked harder, had a greater vision, or been more persistent towards the development of women's hockey than Fran. Rider created the first Canadian National Championship for women's hockey in 1982. That led to an unofficial World Women's Ice Hockey Championship in 1987, and its success caught the attention of both Hockey Canada and the IIHF, which pushed things towards the first official IIHF Ice Hockey Women's World Championship in 1990 in Ottawa, Canada. The end of one era and the start of another came in 1998 when women's ice hockey debuted as an Olympic sport in Nagano. Fran Rider is a person who has looked at the women's game all her life and seen not problems, but opportunities. And it is in that spirit that she continues to champion her sport in both her native country and around the world. A giant of women's ice hockey, Fran Rider.
Ladies and gentlemen, a trailblazer for young women around the world, 2015 IIHF Hall of Famer, Fran Rider.
Thank you very much. It's quite humbling to be here. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the inductees and award winners. It's a true honor to be your partner in this today. And Maria, you have inspired women with your leadership on and off the ice. Thank you so much for what you've done for your country and for the world. Thanks to Dr. Renee Fazell and the selection committee for this incredible honor. And thanks so much to all the federations, the IIHF itself, for all you are doing for girls and women's hockey. You are creating opportunities, you are creating great athletes, and you're creating even greater people. So thank you so much to each and every one of you for all you are doing to grow this wonderful game. I gratefully accept this award on behalf of the hundreds and thousands of people I've worked with, because it's truly been a team. Every step of the way, there's been wonderful people, wonderful mentors, and great people who cared so much, and led by the players on the ice with their excellence and their expertise. And truly, we showed the world what can be done when we come together as a team for a common goal and a common vision. Because we attained the impossible, we created opportunities for young girls to dream of wearing their national jersey to play in the Olympics. So it shows what can be done when an entire team of the world comes together for a universal goal. So again, thank you so much to all the people who shared in that and created those opportunities. We again thank the IIHF for its commitment, its ongoing commitment to the growth and development of women's hockey. Where we are is only the beginning, because where we're going is going to be even greater. The commitment the IIHF has to the World Girls Hockey Weekend, the support of the countries who show their programs that weekend, and thank you for your ongoing contributions. And I will say it's a very, very special honor to represent Canada and Hockey Canada, a nation that very proudly advances hockey and has tremendous values. So it's a true honor to be a Canadian right now. I'd like to thank again the players. It's all about the players, because no matter what any supporters could do, without a great game and a great product, it's all about them, and they are truly excellent, and we thank them so very, very much. In closing, I'd just like to thank my parents who really they live to help others. They gave of themselves to help others, and that truly is a wonderful example for the world. And thanks to my colleagues and special friends who have come to Prague today to share this with me. Thanks Hazel, Pat, Mel, Rita. Thanks Marion, Rick, Dr. Sybil, Dr. Song. So much appreciate your support here. And congratulations to the IIHF and the Czech Federation on a wonderful championship. And congratulations to all the teams on your great success here. Thank you.
When we talk about international hockey, we often talk about gold medalists and champions and all-star teams and MVPs, and we forget that the game is played at many levels by many countries around the world. It's in that spirit that the IIHF is presenting a new award this year in honor of Richard Bibi Torriani.
Zu Bibi, aber da kommt Großschirek wie ein Stier auf Bibi zu. Uiuiui, das sieht schlimm aus. Nein, Bibi schießt. Goal, wunderbar. Bravo Bibi, bravo Bibi.
1911, Richard Bibi Torriani was one of the earliest European hockey stars. He played for the Swiss in the 1928 Olympic hockey competition in his hometown of St. Moritz, winning a bronze medal. Torriani also took part in 7 World Championships for Switzerland in the 1930s, winning 4 medals. Along with Hans and Pete Catani, Torriani played on the celebrated Nye line on the Swiss national team, one of the most productive and famous forward lines of the early era. In 1948, the Olympic Winter Games returned to his hometown of St. Moritz, and Torriani went to his 3rd Olympics as a player. In addition, he was given the honor of taking the athlete's oath, the first hockey player to do so at the Winter Olympics. Torriani and the Swiss finished 3rd in 1948, giving him bronze medals 20 years apart in the Olympics. Torriani was a member of the first IIHF Hall of Fame class in 1997. And so, this award is dedicated to athletes from perhaps not the most powerful countries, but whose dedication and service to the game is nonetheless exemplary. And our honoree this year is most deserving. From Italy, Lucio Topatigh.
The 2015 Richard Bibi Torriani Award winner from Gallio, Italy, Lucio Topatigh. If you are looking for a player who had dedication and a career-long commitment to both his club team and the national team, look no further than Lucio Topatigh. He played 23 seasons in the Italian Serie A and was part of 10 different Italian championships. He averaged over 1.5 points a game during his career. Lucio first wore Azzurri colors in 1983 at the European Under-18 B-Pool Championship. 3 years later, he debuted for the senior national team at the World Championship B-Pool. All in all, Topatigh played in 18 IIHF tournaments, 14 at the top level. The highlight of his international career was in 2006 when, at the age of 40, he played for Italy in Torino at the Olympics, the 4th Olympic appearance of his career. A dedicated member of the Azzurri, Il Falco di Gallio, the winner of the 2015 Richard Bibi Torriani Award, Lucio Topatigh.
Forza Azzurri, ladies and gentlemen, Lucio Topatigh.
Ladies and gentlemen, authorities, friends, hockey fans, it is an honor and a privilege for me to be here in front of you to celebrate many years of hockey and many years to sacrifice and commitment to this wonderful sport. I come from a country, Italy, where hockey is not a nationwide sport, but nevertheless it is in the heart of many fans and friends, especially in the Italian northern regions. I have dedicated a great part of my life to hockey, and I consider this sport a means of redemption, a means of happiness, and a means of interaction with other human beings. Hockey is also a bridge between the old and the new generation. And it's not by chance that my song is strongly committed to this sport with his young friend. I would like to thank all the teams and the coaches who allow me to play and to perform as a hockey player for many years. I thank all the fans who support me in my career, but most of all, I would like to thank my wife Marcia for supporting me every day in my life. I accept the Bibi Torriani Award from the International Hockey Federation with gratitude, recognizing that it is one of the great honors I have ever received in my life. This award was instituted in honor of the legendary player of the Swiss national hockey team, and by receiving this recognition, I would like to pay a tribute to him and to all hockey players in history who spent their life for this wonderful sport. Play hockey is not just making some physical activity or competing for a victory. Play hockey is belonging to a team, it is being a friend among friends, it is committing to a lifestyle made of principle, honor, and sacrifice. We are the champions. Every player is a champion. Long life and glory to all the champions for this wonderful sport. Thank you very much.
Our next honor is the Paul Loicq Award, the IIHF's highest individual honor. The award is named in honor of one of the most influential figures in the early days of international hockey. Born in Brussels in 1888, Paul Loicq was a veteran of both world wars who was a key figure in the development of hockey in the early 20th century. A player on the Belgian national team, he took part in the first Olympic hockey competition in Antwerp in 1920. Loicq then became a highly regarded referee, working international games for 17 years, officiating at 4 Olympics and 6 World Championships. He also founded the International College of Referees. While still an official, Loicq was elected the first IIHF president in 1927, a position he would hold for 20 years. Loicq was a key player in expanding the World Championship, making it an annual competition and turning it into a truly global competition, also ensuring that hockey became a cornerstone sport at the Olympic Winter Games, a legacy that lives on today. Loicq also saw the game spread widely, saw the United States join Canada as an early international powerhouse, and worked to grow the game in Europe and around the world. Upon his retirement as IIHF president in 1947, Loicq saw the World Championship expand to 8 teams. In 1961, he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a builder and was part of the IIHF's inaugural Hall of Fame class in 1997. A year later, in 1998, the IIHF commissioned an award in his name for individuals who have made an outstanding contribution to the IIHF and to international hockey. Long before a hockey game is played, before the players take to the ice and the goals are scored, a lot of work goes into it, from volunteers, from staff, from executives. They man the arenas. They print the tickets. Sometimes they sell the baked goods to pay for the games. In that spirit is this year's Paul Loicq Award winner. From Luxembourg, Monique Scheier-Schneider.
From Schieflong, Luxembourg, Monique Scheier-Schneider, the 2015 Paul Loicq Award winner. Although her native country is a small hockey country, the contributions of Monique during her career as a hockey administrator have been big. She worked as an off-ice official for Ice Hockey Club Beaufort starting in 1974 and kept those duties for the next 12 years. She has worked as president of Luxembourg's major ice hockey team, the Tornadoes, since 2002. But perhaps her greatest contributions have been as the General Secretary of the Luxembourg Ice Hockey Federation, a position that she has held since 1992 and continues to hold to this day. In 2008, Monique was elected to the IIHF Council, only the third woman to hold that distinction. Internationally and domestically, a lifetime of service to the game. The 2015 Paul Loicq Award winner, Monique Scheier-Schneider.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Monique Scheier-Schneider.
Dear friends, you can't wish for more than receiving a reward for something you are doing with love and passion. I'm truly very honored and proud, and I want to thank René and the Historical Committee for having chosen me for the Paul Loicq Award. My thanks also go to Council, where I still learned a lot, and to Beate. As the two only women, I think we still managed to give a little female touch to this mostly man-reigned hockey world. Last but not least, I want to thank all of you, and especially my husband and my family, who always supported me during those over 40 years. I hope I can still go on some more time, because hockey is my life. Thank you.
Winning isn't everything, but it is why you play. And no one won more in more places and is still winning than our next inductee. He began by winning a Memorial Cup as Canada's junior champion, then moved on to win a World Junior Championship, a World Cup, a Stanley Cup multiple times, World Championship, and most memorably, 2 Olympic gold medals. He idolized Bobby Orr and Paul Coffey, and his smooth skating and playmaking made him a worthy successor to their great names. Inducted into the IIHF Hall of Fame in 2015, defenseman Scott Niedermayer.
From Edmonton, Canada, Scott Niedermayer. No doubt that Scott Niedermayer was one of the finest defensemen of his era. Scott played in 2 World Junior Hockey Championships for Canada, including 1991 when Canada captured a gold medal. He collected his first of 4 Stanley Cups in 1994, prior to his debut internationally at the senior level for Canada at the 1996 World Cup of Hockey. Niedermayer's first Olympic Games came in 2002 as part of Canada's gold medal effort at the Salt Lake City Olympics. Scott then donned Canada's colors again in 2004 at his first and only Senior World Hockey Championship tournament, where Canada won gold, and thus he became a member of the Triple Gold Club, a Stanley Cup, Olympic gold, and World Championship gold. Rob won his final Stanley Cup championship with Anaheim in 2007, and 3 years later, he closed out his international career with his second Olympic gold medal as captain of Canada's team at the Vancouver Olympics. One of the game's greatest defensemen, a Triple Gold Club member, Scott Niedermayer.
Scott Niedermayer is still winning. He's an assistant coach for the Anaheim Ducks in the NHL, and they'll play in the playoffs later on tonight against Chicago, so Scott cannot be here. Here to represent him is the president of Hockey Canada and Scott's former coach with the Kamloops Blazers of the Western Hockey League, Tom Rennie.
Thank you on behalf of Scott. Never has anyone been more of a misfit than I, sitting right there with those 6 people, to say the least. IIHF Hall of Fame, and Scott has asked me first and foremost to acknowledge each and every one of you and congratulate you on your induction and your award into this prestigious group. Also, he's asked me to acknowledge President Fassel, the council from the IIHF, and of course the selection committee. I have an interesting vantage point, obviously, because I've had an opportunity to watch Scott and be a part of his life in a number of ways along the way. And this is an outstanding man, of course, who identifies completely and foremost with his family, and he would want me to acknowledge them as well. And of course, his mom and dad in Cranbrook, British Columbia, at the top of that list. That being said, it's an honor and a privilege for me as a former coach of Scott to receive this award on his behalf. And it's really nice that a coach gets to come up here and do that on behalf of a player, because as we all know, great players make, in this case, a good coach. So on behalf of Scott, thank you very much, everyone. It's a privilege to be here and represent him on his behalf. Thank you.
We've talked a lot this afternoon about women's hockey, the growth of it, the strength of it, and how it continues to grow. But in the early days, playing women's hockey was tough to do. There were scheduling challenges, financial challenges. It was a tough way to pursue the sport you loved. For Canadians and Americans, the road became a lot easier, but for players from Europe, the barriers were significant, and no one overcame them better and with more success than our next inductee. From Sweden, Maria Rooth.
From Ängelholm, Sweden, Maria Rooth. One of the most skilled and accomplished female hockey players of her era, and perhaps the most skilled and accomplished European women's hockey player ever, Maria Rooth has played and coached and been around the game for decades. She played in her first of 9 Women's World Championships in 1997 at the age of 17. She was recruited to play for the University of Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs, where she was part of 3 national titles and was the national championship MVP in 2001. Maria played in 4 Olympic Games for the Tre Kronor, starting in 1998 in Nagano and concluding in 2010 in Vancouver. In 2002, she was part of Sweden's Olympic bronze medal effort in Salt Lake City as they defeated their rivals Finland. But her Olympic highlight was 2006 in Torino, as Sweden stunned the USA in a semi-final shootout before going on to win a silver medal. Her international career concluded in 2010 at the Vancouver Olympics with an appearance in the bronze medal game. An exceptional player with her club team, her college team, and the national team, Sweden's greatest female hockey player, Maria Rooth.
Please welcome to the 2015 IIHF Hall of Fame induction class, Sweden's Maria Rooth.
First of all, I would like to thank the selection committee for selecting me into the IIHF Hall of Fame. It is truly a great honor to be a small part of the history of international hockey. Also, congratulations to the other inductees. You've all contributed immensely to the game of hockey. Growing up, I was the only girl among 600 players in my club team, Rögle. My idol was actually Wayne Gretzky. Probably because he was the best one, but also because I had no other female role models to look up to. I started early playing on the streets at home, usually with my brother Daniel by my side. We played for hours and hours, just basically for the love of the game. And I know we only made small interruptions when my mom or dad yelled that food is ready. We ran in and we ran back out again. And I have to thank my brother for always competing with me. We competed about everything. Also, maybe who ran the fastest down the stairs to get to dinner. And it wasn't always safe, I have to say. But it was very challenging for me. There are so many people that I should thank and that I would like to thank. It's only a short speech, so I'll bring in a couple. In order to be successful, you need support. I had great support from home, from my parents. They were always there, letting me do what I want, taking some obstacles away, serving food, driving me around, traveling places, and all over the world to see me play. I've had the privilege to play for great coaches, and among all of those, I want to mention one that had the biggest impact on my career. So thank you, Shannon Miller. You really taught me what the word excellence means in women's hockey, or in hockey. But it's your teammates that you play with every day that help you become the best that you can be, that push you to get better every day. I've been fortunate enough to play with some great players, such as Caroline Ouellette from Canada, Erika Holst, Gunilla Andersson from Sweden, just to mention a few. And putting this jersey on has always been a special thing for me, always a special moment. Playing for a team, but also playing for a country is something truly special. My greatest moment, just like you saw in the video there, was scoring that penalty shot against the US in the semifinal in Torino, taking Sweden to a first ever gold medal game. We lost the final to Canada, but I learned so many things during that tournament. Number one, patience is a virtue. We had lost 30 consecutive times to the US at least. And by training more than ever and believing that miracles do happen, we managed to get something we had never had, a medal nicer than bronze. I would like to send a special thank you to my whole family sitting here today, including my wife and my 2 kids. And I also would like to send a special thank you to you, Fran. It's basically because of you, such as being a true pioneer for women's hockey. It's because of you I can call myself a 4-time Olympian. It's because of you I get to be a role model for 130 girls every summer at my own hockey school. Girls I call miracles in the making. And also because of you I can give my daughters the dream of becoming Olympians in the future. And receiving this award is not only of great significance for me personally, but more so an important event for the development of girls and women's hockey. Hopefully, it can spark a young girl's dream to come true. Thank you very much, you guys.
Sometimes you don't have to say a player's name. Their nickname will suffice. The great one, Mr. Hockey, the Dominator. When your nickname is the Dominator, you'd better be good, and our final inductee certainly was. So much has been said about Dominik Hasek that it's hard to find more words, so I went to legendary coach Scotty Bowman and asked him about our next inductee. And he said, if I could choose one goaltender to play for me in one winner-take-all game, I would choose Dominik Hasek. Now, you'll hear a lot of stats about Dom, about Olympic gold medals and Stanley Cups and Vezina trophies as the NHL's top goaltender. But here's my favorite. His teammates in Buffalo told me that Dominik was the most competitive player they'd ever played against, that you could never score on him, even in practice. So one day we kept track, and Dominik stopped 111 of 118 shots in the warm-up before a game. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the 2015 IIHF Hall of Fame, the Dominator, Dominik Hasek.
From Pardubice, Czechoslovakia, Dominik Hasek. Before he ever set a skate in the NHL, Dominik Hasek was already a superstar in his native country and internationally. Hasek, before ever playing an NHL game, was a World Championship best goaltender, an All-Star, a World Championship medalist, and Czech Player of the Year. His big break in the NHL came with a trade to the Buffalo Sabres in 1992. He went on to become the dominant goalie of his era in the NHL, helping to win 2 Stanley Cups and winning the NHL MVP award twice and the NHL's Best Goaltender award 6 times. His finest moment internationally came at the 1998 Nagano Olympics, where he frustrated the favored Canadians in a semifinal shootout before leading the Czechs to a gold medal. Hasek appeared in the 2002 and 2006 Olympics, the 3rd and 4th of his career, and he won his 2nd and final Stanley Cup in 2002 with Detroit. Hasek then returned to Europe to close out his career, winning a Czech League title with Pardubice in his mid-40s in 2010. The one and only Dominator, Dominik Hasek.
Thank you. Nothing changes. I still love to wear this jersey. I want to thank the International Ice Hockey Federation for inducting me into the IIHF Hall of Fame today. Congratulations also to Robert, Scott, Fran, Maria, Monique, and Lucio. Robert, with whom I have shared many great moments. We would not have won gold in Nagano without you. Scott, who is among the best players I have ever played against, one of the best ever. And Lucio for his great contribution to international in Italian hockey. Fran, Monique, and Maria have been instrumental in advancing the cause of women's hockey, helping so many girls who love the games as much as we do, enjoy the satisfaction we get out of playing. My father and my grandfather were the first to shoot things at me. Tennis balls, as I tried to close up the 5-hole and defend the open spaces between me and the kitchen door. Soccer balls in a meadow near our home and pucks on nearby lake. My mother and my grandmother walked me through the dark of the city, pulling themselves out of bed to push a baby carriage full with my equipment to many, many very early morning practices when I was young. I cannot thank them enough for the support that led me playing international hockey for more than 30 years. I also want to acknowledge and thank to all of the volunteers in the many countries around the world who gave their time and energies to organize even the smallest of international tournaments in the smallest of the town I played in many times as a young man. Tournaments that make events like Olympics and the World Hockey Championships here this week possible. These volunteers are the foundation of hockey internationally. 2 Stanley Cups and the many, many friendships I made in North America made my NHL career something I will always cherish. But to win it all for your country is different. It is to win for everyone and everything that is at the heart of who you are. To bring the Olympic gold medal back from Nagano was indescribable. The Olympics are special and I encourage the NHL to embrace them. To go to Korea and to give players like Jaromír Jágr one more shot at the party in the Old Town Square. Every player should have the opportunity to play on the hockey's biggest stage and the chance, at the very least, to bring their success home where their Olympic hockey dreams began. I want to thank to those who guided us all so expertly on all of the Czech national teams I played on. I won't mention at least some of them like Luděk Bukač, Pepik Augusta, and Ivan Hlinka. I want to thank to my children, Dominika and Michael. Thank you for being there at home to greet me after every game I played, no matter the result, providing the kind of love and support only your children can offer. Those experiences brought me more joy than anything that ever happened on the ice. I am immensely proud of you both. My partner Liba joins me tonight. I want to thank you, Liba, for your love and support, for being my best friend, for making my final exit from hockey easier and my life now richer and more enjoyable. For what may be the last opportunity for me to do so, I want to publicly express my sincere thanks and gratitude to everyone who helped me, who played with me, who cheered for me, who drove the bus, attended to my injuries, and packed up my equipment, and who befriended me throughout my entire career. You all helped me turn my dreams into a reality and made the trip more enjoyable. And there is no way I could be more grateful for all of you being a part of a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ride. Thank you.
Those are wonderful words. You should hang on to them, Dominik. That brings to a conclusion our ceremony. Our congratulations to our honorees. 7 people from 5 different countries were honored who have something very dear in common. They love the game. They were terrific in the various stages of it. But more importantly, they're all giving back in their own ways. Robert and Fran, Lucio, Monique, Scott, Maria, and Dominik are still making the game better. And that's something to congratulate and to applaud. So congratulations to each of you. Before we go, we'd like to wish good luck to the teams competing today, to the United States and the Czech Republic in the bronze medal game today, and to Canada and Russia in the gold medal game tonight. Good luck to all teams competing. And finally, to the organizers of the 2015 IIHF World Championship, congratulations on a tremendous event. Hockey players and hockey fans from around the world have been welcomed here in Prague, and we have enjoyed ourselves immensely. Děkuji.